On their wedding night, the girl told the groom to his face that she would overthrow feudalism. It turned out she had traveled through time, from a modern office worker to their crazy second young lady, who married into their whole family as a substitute bride to pray for the groom's recovery. She originally thought she was going to marry the second young master of the whole family, but when the wedding procession arrived, she found it was the eldest young master of the whole family. The whole family even played the trick of replacing the groom. The second young master of the whole family, who was supposed to marry the girl, changed his mind at the last minute. So the eldest young master, a playboy, had to take his place. At first, the eldest young master was glad he was not marrying their crazy woman who rode a wild boar and hit people, as rumored. But when he lifted the bride's veil, he was shocked. The person in front of him was exactly the girl who had hurt his buttocks before. He accused the girl's family of deception. The girl, however, calmly said that if he was not satisfied, he could give her money to divorce her. She even showed her martial arts skills on the spot. The eldest young master was so scared that he shouted for help. This chaotic marriage alarmed the whole family's parents. It turned out that the eldest young master's aunt, the second young master's mother, had plotted to let the eldest young master take the place, because she did not want her beloved son, the second young master, to marry the girl. By a strange twist of fate, their crazy second young lady and their playboy eldest young master became husband and wife. The eldest young master originally planned to accept his fate, but he accidentally said he only wanted to make money. These words ignited the girl's work spirit. She excitedly said she wanted to make money more than him. The two money lovers hit it off immediately and made a cooperation plan that night. They would not talk about feelings, but only focus on making money. The next day, the girl took the initiative to find the scheming aunt. With a few words, she grasped the aunt's weakness. She promised not to ask for a divorce, and successfully tricked 500 taels of silver from the aunt. Then, the couple put on a sad show in front of the girl's family. The eldest young master pretended to be whipped by his father and complained that he had no money to support his wife. The girl's father, who was soft-hearted, gave the eldest young master 1,000 taels of silver and an emerald bracelet on the spot. The couple easily got their first pot of gold and became ancient partners. However, their good times did not last long. The girl's pet pig was made into a dish by the eldest young master's younger sister. The girl lost her temper instantly, picked up a knife and wanted to avenge the pig. The younger sister was so scared that her face turned pale. In a hurry, the eldest young master blurted out, "My lady." The scene was very awkward. In fact, the pet pig was not dead. This was a trick set by the girl to warn the arrogant sister-in-law. At this time, the gentle second young master came to visit. His eyes were full of complicated feelings as he looked at the girl. It turned out that the pet pig was a gift from him to the girl, and he had told her to take good care of it. The couple's money-making plan continued. The girl asked her father-in-law for startup funds on the pretext that she needed money to get someone out of the casino. She gathered a group of playboys and put forward the new concept of futures. Her plan was to raise funds to buy vegetables from farmers at a low price, and then sell them to the imperial palace at a high price with the help of the noble family backgrounds of these young masters. This business model, which was like a dimension-reducing strike, made the rich second generation present admire her deeply. They all took out money to buy shares. As the girl was admired by everyone, the second young master looked at her with more and more infatuation. All this was seen by the aunt. The woman, who had a strong desire for control, would never allow the eldest young master and his wife to lead her son, the second young master, astray. So she suggested to her husband that the whole family go to a temple for spiritual cultivation. She wanted to use the temple rules to torture the couple, who loved eating meat. When the girl heard that there would be no meat to eat at the temple, she immediately asked the kitchen to prepare food to secretly take to the mountain. But she was stopped at the temple gate. When they arrived at the temple, the couple was indeed punished to do hard work. After 3 days without eating meat, the girl stared at the eldest young master's abdominal muscles and began to zone out. The eldest young master asked her how she felt when she found out he was the groom on their wedding night. She said, "It doesn't matter," out loud, but in her heart, she complained that he was old and had a bad waist.